जय हिंद बच्चों. Now today we will study once again about another colligative property known as osmotic pressure. We have already studied about three colligative properties in the previous classes, and now today we will see here about the osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. We know very many type of phenomena which we observe in our daily life. For example, the raw mango shrivel when we keep them in a brine solution or concentrated NaCl solution for making the pickles. Similarly, when flowers are kept, unwilted flower are kept in the water, they generally revive. Similarly, if we will put some dry carrot in the water, they also uh, get their original size. These type of phenomena are possible due to the process of osmosis. So it is very important for us to understand about the osmosis before the osmotic pressure. So now I am taking here about the osmosis. We will see here about the osmosis first. In case of osmosis, if we will take a diagram, in this diagram suppose we are taking a container in which a type of, you can say, membrane known as semi-permeable membrane. It is SPM, means semi-permeable membrane is present here. And here a solvent is present here, and in the other side of the semi-permeable membrane a solution is present. Okay, this is the, you can say, solution, and this is the pure solvent. Now first of all, before understanding about the, you can say, osmosis, we will first of all define what is semi-permeable membrane. A semi-permeable membrane is a membrane which generally allow the particle of solvent to pass through itself from low concentration to the higher concentration is known as semi-permeable membrane. Means this membrane having very small pores, and it can allow only the small molecules or small particles of solvent. That's why it is known as semi-permeable membrane. So semi-permeable membrane will allow the water molecule or you can say solvent molecule, they will pass through this semi-permeable membrane. If we will put these two liquids separate by a semi-permeable membrane, then what will happen? The molecule of solvent will move from the solvent side to the higher concentrated solution side. This process is known as osmosis. The osmosis is possible not only in case of solvent and solution, but we can take the solution of two different concentration in both the side of this container. So if we will take here the solution, suppose we are taking here dilute solution, okay, and we are taking here the concentrated solution, So in this particular case, what will happen? Due to presence of this semi-permeable membrane, the particle of the solvent of dilute solution will pass through this semi-permeable membrane, and they will go in the towards the higher concentrated solution, okay, or in the higher concentrated solution. So this process is generally known as osmosis. Now we will see here, after osmosis, what is osmotic pressure. So we will see here that if we want to stop the process of osmosis, then what we will do? We generally apply the pressure on the solution of higher concentration. So suppose this is the, as we know very well, this is the solution of higher concentration, and we are applying a pressure on this solution. So on applying the pressure on this solution, you can say, suppose we are applying P pressure on the solution of higher concentration, then the process of movement of the solvent molecule from dilute solution towards the higher concentrated solution will stop. So that particular pressure is known as osmotic pressure. Okay, so here we will apply the osmotic pressure to check or stop the process of osmosis. This is known as osmotic pressure. And now we will see here that in case of osmotic pressure, we generally see here about the mathematical expression of the osmotic pressure. So we will see here about the, before mathematical expression, we will see here about the definition of osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is the pressure applied on the solution of higher concentration to stop the process of flow of solvent particle from dilute solution to the concentrated solution side is known as osmotic pressure. And now we will see here about the mathematical expression of osmotic pressure. Okay, so we will see here about the mathematical expression of osmotic pressure. Generally, osmotic pressure is denoted by symbol pi. Okay, and we know very well that we have already studied about the ideal gas equation in class 11, and ideal gas equation says that PV is equal to nRT. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, this if we will see here, in place of pressure we can take here the, you can say, osmotic pressure. So we can write here pi V is equal to nRT. Okay, or we can also write here that pi is equal to n upon V RT. This is known as, you can say, osmotic pressure. This actually, this equation is given by Van 't Hoff first. That's why this equation is known as Van 't Hoff equation. And now here, since n upon V denote here the concentration, and that concentration is given in the molar in the form of molar concentration. That's why we can write here pi is equal to CRT. Okay, what is C? C is the concentration of the solution. Now we know very well that C is the concentration of the solution. As the concentration of solution is the, you can say, molarity, because N is the number of moles and V is the volume of solution in liter. That's why this concentration will be equal to molarity. It is molarity. Now after this molarity, we can see here that the value of C or molarity can be find out as, we can write here molarity, capital M will be equal to W2 upon M2, okay, and into 1000 divided by, you can say, W, you can say V. Okay, so we can write here that will be equal to C, in place of C we can write here W2 upon M2 into 1000 upon V RT. Okay, so this is the actual formula for finding out the osmotic pressure of the solution in which a particular solvent is present. Now with the help of this formula we can also calculate the molar mass of the solute also. Okay, for the molar mass we will change the formula in this manner. M2 will be equal to W2 upon pi into 1000 divided by V RT. Okay, this is the formula. Now sometimes the examiner asks a question that give the reason that osmotic pressure is a kind of colligative property. Since osmotic pressure is depend upon the number of particle or solute molecule, that's why osmotic pressure is a kind of colligative property. And now we will see here that after this type of, you can say, molar mass, we can see here that On the basis of osmotic pressure, we can again divide our solutions into three types. Okay, what are those three types of solution on the basis of osmotic pressure? We will see here, or on the basis of osmosis process. There are three types of solutions. We can say here. One type of solution is known as, you can say, isotonic solution. Isotonic solution. And other type of solution, second type of solution is known as hypotonic solution. Hypotonic, hypotonic solution. And third type of solution is known as hypertonic solution. Okay, we will see here about the hypertonic solution. We will see all these type of solution one by one. So the solution of NaCl of concentration 0.9% mass by mass percent is known as isotonic solution. So for understanding these all type of solution, we will take here three container in which we will put the solution of NaCl of different concentration. Okay, we are taking here the solution of different concentration. The isotonic solution is that solution whose concentration will be equal to the concentration of fluid present in the RBCs, means red blood cells. So here we will see that 0.9% mass by mass NaCl solution is known as isotonic solution. So suppose we are taking here this solution, the concentration of this solution is 0.9% mass by mass, okay, mass by mass percent NaCl solution, and this solution, and here in the other, you can say, container, we are taking here 0.4% mass by mass NaCl solution, and here we are taking 1.7% mass by mass NaCl solution. In all these cases, if we will put the blood cells, RBC cell, in any out of these three solutions, suppose we are taking here first of all RBC cell in this solution. So in this particular case, neither the fluid of the RBC cell nor the solution will enter inside this blood cell through this semi-permeable membrane of blood cell. That's why this solution is generally known as isotonic solution, because its concentration will be equal to the concentration of fluid of RBC. And if we will put here the RBC in this second solution, whose concentration is 0.4% NaCl solution, then what will happen here? Since the concentration of blood cell fluid will be greater than the concentration of NaCl solution, so the particle of water will enter now inside this blood cell, and this will solve up, and after some time it will collapse. Okay, and this particular you can say condition, we will see that the solution will be less concentrated. This solution whose concentration will be less than the concentration of fluid of RBC is known as hypotonic solution. So this is our hypotonic solution. Now we are looking here, if we will put RBC cell in another last container. So in this particular case, you are looking here that the concentration of the solution is concentration of NaCl solution is greater than the concentration of this RBC fluid. So here the particle of you can say solvent of the RBC fluid will come out through this you can say semi-permeable membrane, and our RBC will shrink. So this type of solution is known as hypertonic solution, whose concentration will be greater than the concentration of the fluid of RBC. And in this manner we can find out the, you can say, solution of different concentration. And now we will see here another, you can say, topic that is known as reverse osmosis and water purification. So we will see here about the reverse osmosis now. For understanding about the reverse osmosis, we can again take a container in which we will take here the, you can say, semi-permeable membrane, which is present just at the center or middle portion of this container. It is SPM, semi-permeable membrane, and we are taking here the solution of higher concentration, and this is suppose the solution of lower concentration. Its concentration is high concentrated solution, and this is the solution of low concentration. So generally, as you will apply the semi-permeable membrane, the particle of the solvent or the molecule of solvent will start flow through the semi-permeable membrane from low concentration to the higher concentration side. This process can be stopped by applying the osmotic pressure on the solution side. Okay. And in this particular case, we will apply the pressure P suppose. Okay, suppose the pressure is P. If we will apply pressure so high or exert so high pressure that the process of osmosis will not only stop, but the molecule of solvent will flow from higher concentrated solution to the low concentrated solution through semi-permeable membrane, then this process is known as reverse osmosis. Okay, so if we will apply the higher pressure on the solution of higher concentration, then what will happen? Not only the process of osmosis will stop, but the you can say process of osmosis will also reverse. Okay, in that particular case, if we will see here, then the particle of the solvent will flow from higher concentrated solution to the lower concentrated solution through semi-permeable membrane. This process is known as reverse osmosis. What is the application of reverse osmosis? By this method of reverse osmosis, we can purify the seawater, and we can extract the sodium chloride or salt dissolved in seawater. So this is the, you can say, process of the reverse osmosis, about which we can study here. And now further about the next unit we will see in the next video. Okay, till thank you.